Okay. So let's talk about subtracting numbers using the number line. So if you go right 4, here's 4. And then you take away 9, you go left 9. So I'd have to go back to 0. So that's 4 more. How much further do I have to go back? I have to go back 5 more. I land at -5. So I went forward plus 4. I went backwards minus 9. So that's really the same thing as 4 plus -9. Do you see how that's the same exact thing? What's my answer? -5. Okay? So what my point is right here is all subtraction problems can be rewritten as add the opposite. So here, if we go left -3, I go left to -3. 1, 2, 3. Here's -3. If I'm going to go left 7 more, how much do I have now? 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should land on -10. -10. This is the same problem as -3 plus -7. So you almost think about it as like, instead of subtracting, what if I just know that I'm basically owing 7, right? If I owe 3 and then I owe 7 more, I owe 10 altogether. This is the exact same problem. So all subtraction problems can be written as add the opposite. Okay? Here I go right 4. Well, there's my 4 right here. I landed at 4. So that's +4. And then this is saying to go right 6 because you want to take away -6. Now think about this for a minute. What does take away a negative mean in real life? Okay, let's say you spent $6 on a pair of jeans. These are really cheap jeans. And you return them. What happens? You get the money back. And it's like actually in math, just like in English, if you have a double negative, it cancels itself out. If I said to you, I am not going to not explain the math to you, what does that mean? Oh, you hear that when you have like little tantrumy kids, right? I am not going to not go to bed. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad you're going to go to bed. So when you have a double negative right here, you start at 4, you go right. Actually, you end up going right +6. So this is the same thing as 4 plus 6. Add, change your subtraction to add, change your sign to the opposite. Add the opposite and you get 10. Okay? Now, these decimal ones, -7.3. Well, that means I owe, right? But just like I wanted to return the jeans, I originally spent $6.1, $6.10 on jeans. And then I returned them. I didn't like them. So I'm going to get my money back. So if we use the rule, add the opposite, we're going to have -7.3 instead of minus plus, what's the opposite of 6.1? +6.1. Negative. So a negative becomes a positive. So now how much money do you have? You -1.2. Does everybody see how we got that -1.2? You owed 7.3. You got money back. You returned the thing. Okay? So it's similar with money here. If we talk about using the context of money, here you earn $10, you spend 13. How much money do you have left? Yeah, you have -3. So that means that's the same thing as 10 plus -13. That's the same exact thing. Add the opposite sign. Okay, here you spend 7, you spend 8 more. How much money do you have? -$15. And this is the same thing as -7 plus -8. So you can think about giving that negative sign. Instead of, what I used to say a lot is that we don't really subtract in math. Subtraction doesn't exist anymore. We're just adding positive and negative numbers together. So if we change all subtraction to add the opposite, we would have 11.75 plus what? Isn't that a much easier problem to solve? Add, and you can think about the double negatives canceling each other out. So what do you get here? 19. I got 18, but then I added the change together and I realized there was one more. Okay. Okay, here, let's rewrite it. -4, we spent -9, but now we're getting our money back. So that's the same thing as +9. Do you see where I'm getting that? -4, why I'm changing it to +9? Okay, and then what do we get? +5. Write down in your own words subtracting. Okay, you can do that at your leisure, but I will say the rule for subtracting is to change it to add the opposite sign. So here, in other words, some people call it keep change change. You see how I did add 10 plus the opposite of 13 became -13. So that negative became the 13s. Okay, so at home you'll do the practice. Let's stop the video.